Hello and welcome from a very wet woods today. I'm not staying today, I'm just out for the day. Just thought I'd come out and record a Show Us Your Steak challenge. So what is a Show Us Your Steak challenge? It was first thought up by Haze Outdoors back in 2018, and the idea of it is to get people talking about men's mental health. Now, you know from previous videos I've touched on mental health. I've been through some issues myself in the past. I'm relatively new to YouTube, hence why this video is 3 years late to the game. However, I've been sent some steaks by the steak shop and I'm a big fan of Haze, so I thought, why not put the two together? Let's come and record a Show Us Your Steak video. So you don't have to talk about your own mental health. The idea of it is just getting the word out there, just to get people talking. I like to practice what I preach, so I'm going to give you some little stories of my own. I've got a monster porterhouse steak to cook up today, which should be awesome. So the idea is you tag 3 people, leave a link to a mental health organisation or charity below, and just talk a little bit about it, just to get us hard, toughened men opening up and talking about mental health. So here we are. The Scandinavian grind on this puko is perfect for battening. It's really nice for making kindling. So I've just got the fire going. Thought I'd share a couple of facts. So 4 out of 5 suicides are actually men. And suicide is the biggest killer of men under age 35, which I just find crazy. With everything out there in the world that can kill you, I find it really hard to believe that it's the biggest killer of men under 35. That's just mind-boggling. But it just shows there's a real issue there. There's a real issue with mental health, specifically men. Not that women don't have mental health issues, obviously, everybody knows that. Anybody can have mental health issues. However, the Show Is Your Steak Challenge is specifically talking about men's mental health, but women, you're all welcome here. You're welcome to comment, you're welcome to share some of your own experiences, feel free. It's all about sharing, talking, getting it out there, getting people to open up and talk a little bit. I've always found it really hard to talk about my own mental health, to talk about when I'm feeling sad, to talk about what's bothering me. So filming this video is actually quite a challenge for me. It's not easy. I don't think it's easy for anybody to open up about mental health. But here we are. I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm sorry if it doesn't come across that well. I can't say I'll do half a good as job as Haze or most other people out there that have done this. However, I will give it my best shot. I'll be open and honest. So yeah. So for those of you that don't know me, my name's Craig. I left the military in 2015 after 2 tours of Afghanistan. I did 6 years, and some of you will know the second in command of my sniper section, who I served with out in Afghan, and a real good friend of mine, sadly took his own life after he got out of the military. It's a real sad thing. It's a real shame. I was literally talking to him a couple of nights before it happened, so it was a big shock. We were quite close. I spoke at his funeral, and myself, his family, and some good close friends of his, we did the 3 Peaks challenge. We started off in Snowdon, and then Scarfell Pike, and then went up to Ben Nevis, which was a really good send-off. We scattered some of his ashes at the top of each peak, which was really nice. But the death of Simon actually spurred on a lot of issues for me. There was a few things in Afghan that I've had to deal with and stuff, but the death of Simon really sort of took my spice for life away, I guess. I lost all motivation. I didn't want to do anything. I barely wanted to go to work. I started drinking heavily, and I just pretty much pressed the self-destruct button inside, which isn't good. It doesn't help anyone. It's not the right way. And it actually came to a point, I probably suffered for like 2-3 years maybe, but it came to a point where it was the day of my grandma's funeral, and I ended up getting really drunk on the day of my grandma's funeral because I just wasn't thinking about anybody else. I should have been there to look after my mum, to care for my mum. I ended up just getting really drunk, making an absolute idiot of myself. I had a massive blazing row with my mum. My dad had to come and pick me up, and that was a big eye-opener. I think that was the turning point where I thought, I need to get some help now. And my dad put me onto a really nice bloke called Gareth from a charity called Veterans at Ease. And I had some one-to-one webcam sort of counselling sessions. I had some one-to-one webcam counselling sessions with Gareth, which did help a bit. That was more neurological, trying to reprogram the brain and how you deal with situations, how you think in situations, because I became quite an aggressive person. I'm super relaxed now. I'm actually in a really good place. I'm really happy. But at the time I was aggressive. I had no time for anybody. I could be in a group of people, but I wasn't really there. My mind was always wandering. I was elsewhere. I didn't care what people had to say. I wasn't there for anybody. I thought everybody else was the problem. I thought people were like the worst things on the planet. And yeah, I thought they were the issue and not me. And I thought, why is everyone else like this? Well, it turns out, after that day at my grandma's funeral, I realised it was me. Me and my mum get on really well. It didn't break us up as friends or anything like that, and she's my mum at the end of the day. My family have been really supportive throughout the past few years. But I'm good now. I'm good now, to be honest. But I thought I'd share it because, like I said earlier, I like to practice what I preach, and if I was going to make this Show Is Your Steak video, I thought I should talk a little bit myself. So there you have it. You don't have to be diagnosed with a mental health issue or anything like that. Everybody feels sad, everybody gets depressed, everybody can feel low, and everybody can lose motivation. That was the biggest thing for me. I lost all my motivation. I didn't want to do any hobbies. I've tried every hobby under the sun before then, and when I was in that sort of stage of my life, I didn't want to do any hobbies. I didn't want to leave the house. I could barely even make it into work. I was really unmotivated. I had no lust or joy for anything. What can you do to help yourself then? If you're feeling low, it's hard to motivate yourself, but what I've learned is the only person that can motivate you is yourself. So you need to dig deep, pull yourself up off the settee, but start with the basics. Try and drink plenty of water, get lots of exercise, try and eat healthy, get a full night's sleep, a good 7 or 8 hours proper sleep. That does you the world of good. I know I'm teaching you to suck eggs, but some people don't think about this, you know. I think Haze coming up with this challenge is perfect. It's a great way to get people talking about mental health, especially us wild campers, people that love the outdoors. Just to come out, enjoy nature. I've fully found the passion for nature. I love being outdoors, I love wild camping, I love bushcraft. And I get excited about it every week. And that keeps me happy all week. If I come out to the woods, it makes me really motivated, it makes me really inspired. I like to cook up some food, I like to have a couple of beers. I like to learn some more about the outdoors. So, if you're stuck with a hobby choice, you might not be a wild camper yourself, but give it a go. Just come out for the day like I've done today. It doesn't cost much, get yourself a cheap shelter. But even if you can just come out to nature and enjoy just being outside, leave all the distractions behind, even leave your phone off, leave it in the car, whatever. Just try and disconnect, reconnect with nature a little bit. It does you the world of good. I feel amazing when I come back from the woods. I feel high on life. So you have to be the person to pick yourself back up. You can rely on your friends and family, you should lean on them, you should open up. I found it really helps getting things off your chest. Just lean on your friends, talk to your friends, open up a little bit. Don't keep it all bottled up. You're not being any more of a man by bottling everything up. It's 2021, we should be able to speak about anything now, especially mental health. I'm sorry if I'm doing a terrible job of this, but I am trying my best. I'm trying my best. So even if someone small time like me can inspire a couple of people at least, just to talk, just to open up a bit, then I'll be happy with that. So there's plenty of wood on the fire now. I'm just going to let that die down back to the embers so we can get the steak ready. Just while I'm on, I wanted to thank you, Mr. Haze, for coming up with this challenge idea. It's absolutely brilliant, mate. It's very inspirational. Look how many people have done it as well. Hundreds of people out there. I know it's reached some big names as well, so well done, man. It's really cool to be a part of it, and it's really cool to see you come back and do 2 more as well. I've seen you've done 1 every year, which is awesome, man. But if you don't watch Haze Outdoors, it's really worth going over to watch him. He's the funniest dude on YouTube, man. He's such a big inspiration to me as well. I've loved watching his videos for a few years now. Absolute Don, the king of wild camping, we call him. So yeah, cheers, man. Stay cool, keep it real. So cheers, everyone. I've got a double punk amplified double IPA by Brewdog 8.2. Delicious. So I think it's about time I showed you the steak, really, isn't it? It's a big porterhouse from the steak shop. Look at that. Look at the width on that. An absolute beast. They've been very kind enough to give me a discount code for you guys as well, which is pretty awesome. If you put in EAST in capitals at the checkout, you get 20% off your whole order, which is just awesome. So thanks to the steak shop. Hope I do this steak justice. So to the vegans and vegetarians, quite clearly the steak isn't the point of the video. So you can cook whatever you want. Cook a big mushroom, cook some corn, or whatever you fancy. It doesn't have to be steak. There you go then. I'm the furthest thing from a chef that you could be. So that's my best attempt. Got some peppercorn sauce, bit of garlic, some rosemary and thyme, some red onion. And I think it's only right as a tribute to Mr. Haze to wash it down with some Northern Monk Faith. There you go. I think that's cooked perfectly. Oh mate. Mate. Next level. Next level. Oh, time to wash it down with a faith. I am so full. That was absolutely delicious. I hope I've done you justice, Mr. Haze. I keep calling you Mr. Haze. Haze, Paul, whatever. I hope I've done you justice, mate. I hope I've done men's mental health a little bit of justice as well. Just a reminder, get out there and talk to people, honestly. So I'm going to put out my 3 nominations then to do the Shows Your Steak challenge. So first nomination is going to be Matt from Adventurers Made. I love your videos, man, really enjoy watching them. Say hi to Poppy for me, mate. So yeah, Shows Your Steak, Matt. Nice one. So number 2 then is another Matt, Haze Outdoors. I love watching your videos as well, man. Matt's such a kind dude. I chat to him quite a lot on Instagram. He's from the Isle of Man. He's one of the only wild campers probably out there in the Isle of Man. He does some cool kayak, canoeing camps, woodland camps. So yeah, I'll nominate you as well, Matt. And third and final, I want to nominate someone that's been such a legend to me since I first started doing Instagram. He actually encouraged me to do the YouTube channel. If it wasn't for you, mate, I probably wouldn't have even started YouTube. So I want to nominate the Cheshire Wanderer. You've been there since day one, mate, so thanks very much, man, and I'd love to see you do this challenge. So it's on you, bud. Shows your steak, mate. So call the bushcraft police. I am going to leave some trace today. I know it's supposed to smash it down with rain tonight, so the best thing for this fireplace is just to be left to soak in the rain. I live local to here, I'm in these woods all the time, I can just come back and cover it up later. It's no skin off my back. However, all the ground around it is dry, but the rest of it's soaking wet. I'm not going to cover it back up. I think the rain's the best thing for it, so I'm going to leave it and come back in a couple of days. Right, this was not planned. I don't have a towel, I've only got a stinky old jumper that I found in the car. But I thought, what better way to finish the video than to take some more inspiration from Haze and dunk us thy junkus. So here we go. For men's mental health and for Haze Outdoors. Right then, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. You shall see me on Tuesday afternoon, early evening. I'll be putting another video up. This was just a little side mission video, extra one this week. Hope I've done everything justice, and stay safe, look after yourselves, talk to each other, peace and love, stay rad, and I shall see you next week.